Hey everyone, I thought I would pre-record a video for you tonight. 'Tis the season where there are all the events and all the things to do. Tonight we are going out to celebrate my baby brother's birthday. So I want to make sure that you still got a video for tonight because I missed last week when the girls came home on Tuesday night for Thanksgiving holiday, which was awesome, but didn't want to leave you 2 weeks without a video. And tonight I wanted to bring your attention back to a bundle of products that are available. Part of them will be available while supplies last, and the other items will be available into the next mini catalog. I have already submitted my names for those of you who indicated an interest in the next mini catalog. And folks, I have it. I actually received a copy of it during the on stage or on tour. I can't remember which one we called it. But anyway, we had an event across several states in the United States, as well as a big event in Europe back in a couple weeks ago, I should say, a few weeks ago. Anyway, I received my copy of the mini catalog and celebration catalog that also goes live in January. I received mine at the event in Jacksonville, Florida. I received another copy, my typical demonstrator copy, in the mail today. So it is my hope that you will be able to get yours very soon. I would appreciate it if you let me know when you do through the mail. If you have ordered from me at least once in the last year, I popped your name into my little customer manager thing to get get a catalog sent to you. Or if you requested, if you are new to Happy Notes Crafts. So rest assured they're hopefully on their way. I'm not sure when they'll start landing, hopefully sometime in December. Can you believe we are at the end of November already? So with that being said, I'd like to remind you that the current host code, which I copied here, I had to turn my grid paper over because it's kind of messy. I use it as a scratch pad. But here's the host code for November, and I will close out this host code tomorrow and then start our new host code for December. So it's JBKFUKEV. That last letter is a V. If your order is less than $150, I'd appreciate it if you would use this host code, and you'll get a thank you in the mail from me. Much appreciated. So let's see, I've reminded you that the catalog is coming. That I think I got to that because this bundle that I'm going to show you again, I think I've only used it a couple of times. The bundle of products, meaning this stamp set, the framed florets stamp set, and the matching dies will be in that new mini catalog. You might recall they have these gorgeous frames and some elements from the stamp set, which includes flowers and some other elements that we can use for accents in this bundle of dies here. And what I want to show you tonight, though, is another stamp set that was released that is limited time only. So let me remind you of the beautiful paper. This was the most recent November Card Club order. This is what I'm including. So you'll get some paper. You'll get a 6x12 piece of that paper. I have some embellishments for you by way of some rhinestones. Actually, they are the solid faceted gems that coordinate very wonderfully with this paper, and a bolt of ribbon for those who participated in November. Of course, that is now closed. I received the order today, actually, so I will be packaging up the club orders. But that paper is limited time while supplies last. These elements have actually already sold out, but I am going to use them. I think they're gorgeous, but I could not order any more of those. But here is another part of that set, the framed and festive set is a part of this bundle that was released earlier in November, and it is beautifully created for Christmas sentiments. And I just love the scripty font here. I love that style. And so I wanted to make sure that I made a project with this, framed and festive. So as you notice, it is a clean set, which means it's the red rubber. And it also does not include images. It's just all sentiments or words. And I love that. I like to have these on hand to create with as well. So I am going to use the sentiments from here to make a wonderful project for you tonight, a card. We're going to go back to a card. We're getting very close to when we need to get those Christmas cards in the mail. So I hope that you will be mailing out Christmas cards this year. And I'm going to be using Shaded Spruce as my base. I'm kind of mixing and matching some things this time. So the Shaded Spruce base. And let me look up really fast my designer series paper here. I'm sorry I didn't have that marked. But this is the mixing and matching that I'm doing. This designer series paper is the Boughs of Holly on page 25 of our mini catalog. So I have to admit to you, I didn't buy a whole lot of Christmas sets and things this particular album because I have a lot, to be honest. That's another reason I was going after this framed and festive, because it's all greetings. I could never have too many greetings. So I didn't do a whole lot out of this mini catalog as far as sets and paper are concerned. But I am using this beautifully patterned poinsettia piece here in the Boughs of Holly designer series paper. And part of the green, or one of the greens in there, as you can see, you have a little bit of old olive, I believe, and shaded spruce. And I love the play on the greens. So let's go ahead and adhere this layer with some liquid glue. You know that I love my layers. And so this is our standard card, 5.5 by 4 1/4. And so my layer for the designer series paper is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And so that still gives us a chance to see a little rim of that shaded spruce, which helps to pull out the shaded spruce color from the leaves on this poinsettia, which is just really beautiful. I decided to cut one of the frames. I love this frame. I can't get enough of this one. I don't know if I've made a whole lot else with this frame. Or the other dies with the frame. I just love this one. It's nice and ornate. I was trying out some different looks here, and I cut one out from the glimmer paper pack. It's gold, the gold sheet. But for some reason, that was a lot for me. And so I decided to go back to the shaded spruce, because I am going to use some gold elements again from these little sprigs and leaves that are in the set of dies. Remember, these dies will be in the new mini catalog that goes live in January. So I'm excited about that. But let's go ahead and glue down our frame. And I'm just kind of strategically placing some liquid glue in some different places, some of the thicker places of the frame, so that we can get some good adhesion here. I don't necessarily need to go all the way around it. And of course, we have too many opportunities for the glue to kind of get all over the place. So I don't want to do that either. But I think I have it strategically in places where I should be able to get some good adhesive and it'll stay put. We're going to kind of do some pseudo arranging of flowers, if you will, with those little sprigs. So it's nice that I will be able to tuck some things. And I see a little bit of a piece of cardstock that I did not poke out, but beautiful little frame. And I am also using this center, I cut out another one that was in the Whisper White, but this center came out of this frame. So once you cut these frames, you also get a nice oval center that you can also use for something else. So of course, this is what came out when I cut out from the shaded spruce, but I wanted to use a Whisper White center. So I now have an extra frame that's cut out of Whisper White. And what I like to do when this happens is I like to store any of my extra bits and pieces with the framelit, because you never know when you're going to need it again when you come back to make something else. So that's not a waste. So my frame, I've stored it with those dies. Things that I don't use, I just put them all together in that little envelope because I'm going to use them again. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty quick card, and it's another opportunity to let the paper, our designer series paper, do most of the work, which is why I didn't feel the need to have a lot of images for this one. I'm going to let the paper do all of that work for me, and I am inking up Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, and I'm going to stamp that right in the middle. It's inked up with shaded spruce, again, my coordinating green color here. And I'm going to close that up so that it does not dry out on me. And I believe I am going to pop this up a little bit with some dimensionals, right? We can't have too many dimensionals. What does that mean? Too many dimensionals. Never heard of it. So let's pop that up strategically. Have a little dimension on this card, and using my Take Your Pick tool, I can pop off the backs of these pretty quickly. And I am going to go ahead and commit this to the front of the card before I put on my gold sprigs. So again, because this is cut from that same die, it fits nicely in the center of the cutout frame. All right. And the last thing that's left for me to do is just to kind of arrange my little sprigs here around this oval that I cut out. So again, I'm going to use my liquid glue to help me out here. You may also use our adhesive sheets on the back of these more detailed dies to help you get some adhesive without getting glue everywhere. But I think I have enough space on this one where I can accomplish the same thing. So having my dimensionals back there helps me to tuck a little bit more or move it around a little bit more. And I'm just going to add some more little sprigs, some of the shorter ones under there. Just a little bit of glue is needed. And I think everything will kind of stay in place the way we want it to. Okay. So yeah, my dimensionals gave a little bit of lift there, so I can tuck those things away. And one more. Remember, we still want to work in odd numbers or groups of 3, even with our die cut embellished pieces. All right. And the very last thing I want to do is to carry out this gold bright adhesive, or not adhesive, but embellishments. Let's carry that out around the card. So I'm going to add these little pieces. And honestly, as I said, when I checked last, I believe these have sold out because this was also while supplies last. So unfortunately, you may not be able to get those, but get any type of gold embellishment you might have lying around to add a little bit to your card. It picks up the glimmer paper again as well. So I did my 3 in a little triangular shape so that it'll help your eye flow around the card there. And I hope you like it. That was a very quick card. Not a lot of stuff to use because you let your paper and of course this glimmer paper do all the work. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'd love to see the Christmas cards that you are creating for your family and friends this holiday season. Please feel free to share in the Happy Notes Crafts group on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.